Hey, it's Mark Zimmerman, Channel Zim. So glad you decided to click on this video. So, a little buy story. So we get this lead on a house. It's in a really rough part of town, but something that we had learned early on was doesn't matter where the house is. If you buy it right, there's always somebody that's willing to buy it from you. It's just a matter of what do you pay for it, right? So don't let areas throw you off. But anyway, little tip there. We get this lead. It's in a really rough part of town. One of my business partners tells me that the owner of the property, who grew up there but then had done real well and gotten out and was living in a suburb, was going to meet him at the property so they could go through the house and we could make him an offer. Problem was, the guy worked, and he also lived southwest suburb of Houston, so he wouldn't be able to meet at the property until 8 o'clock at night. So when my business partner told me this, I said, man, you can't be going to that part of town at 8 o'clock at night by yourself. So I tell him I'm going with him. So I hadn't been buying houses with my We Buy Ugly Houses franchise very long. And so I was still driving my company car that I'd bought from the company when I had quit the company to buy the We Buy Ugly Houses franchise. So we pile into my car and we roll up to this house about 8 o'clock at night. And I'm driving a black Ford Taurus with jet black tinted windows. So you can imagine what I look like. We're sitting out front of the house waiting for the owner of the property to arrive, and we're keeping our wits about us. I got my head on a swivel, and all of a sudden the house that's across the street, which is abandoned and has a front door boarded up and all the windows boarded up, well, the front door plywood board all of a sudden swings open. It had only been nailed in on one side. It swings open, and this guy comes walking out with this huge guy behind him. I'm like, okay. So now we're on red alert. Guy walks out. He's got this huge guy behind him. He's got a long coat on. He's got a whole bunch of stuff on him. He walks up to me at the driver's side window. He's got rings on every finger. And he's like, on my window. Me and my business partner, we both got our concealed handgun license and we both are armed, but we're like, okay, be cool. So I roll the window down. Guy leans in. He says, I think you boys are lost. I said, no, sir, we're not lost. We're just waiting for Mr. So-and-so to arrive because he's thinking about selling this property. We're looking at maybe buying it. He goes, oh, you're friends with so-and-so? I said, I wouldn't say friends, but we're here to meet him to look at this house. He goes, oh, okay. All right. Just want to make sure. No problem. Turns around, walks back with his huge friend. Plywood shuts. I look over at my business partner. I'm like, that was kind of exciting. Now, moral of the story is, don't go alone to buy calls in the middle of the night in sketchy parts of town and keep your wits about you. But don't panic. And what's the nice part on the kind of the epilogue to this story, is that the guy ended up showing up a few minutes late. We walked the property. We made him an offer. He accepted it. We ended up fixing it up. We ended up selling it, and everything worked fine. But yeah, my heart was skipping a few beats when I got the "you boys are lost" on my window. Anyway, hope you found that funny, interesting, whatever. Mark Zimmerman, I'm out.